right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the CP Podcast. My name is CP. I'm the host. This is the CP Podcast. The podcast where we talk about the shit CP want to talk about. Sometimes we start late because it'll be on CP time. But today, we on time, which is still CP time because I'm CP and it's the time I'm on. Fuck it. You feel what I'm saying? See how I did that? Bam. To my right, Maya, Maya, Mommy Maya making a man. Ooh, Mommy Maya making a man. Baby's name is gonna be Roman.
Roman.
Oh, that's so dope. That just sounds like he about to just like be sword fighting in kindergarten, just like, come with me. You know, the kids right about, come with me. Just stabbing kids. You get there, does your kid get stabbed? Like, oh, Roman. But you know, they just playing, but you still don't want your kid to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn it, Dante, do something. And then we got a mirror in the building, man, who got more black clothes than the shadow. This nigga just, you know what I'm saying? A shadow will walk up to a mirror like, what you think about this right here? If I did this top with these, bottom with these shoes, a mirror be like, man, I'd probably do a different pair of jeans if I was a shadow. They'd be like, damn, you're right. Anyway, we here, man. What's going on with y'all?
Did you see the airplane freakout lady?
Yeah, I did. There was a guy who posted a video who said that he was on the plane and he saw the guy who she was referring to as not being real. He said the guy winked at him like this. Right? Now, of course, that was on Men in Black. Everybody knows that, but why would they show that like that though?
Well, that's what he said. I'll put the video because I'm sure not everybody knows what we're talking about.
I've seen some shit before.
See if you believe this lady or not.
I wouldn't trip out like that though.
And there's a reason why I'm getting the fuck off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two fucks, but I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real. And you can
pause it real quick.
And you can fucking die with them or not. I'm not.
See, my problem is, and I think this is everybody's hang up on this, and let me know if y'all agree. Her saying he's not real is such a primitive mindset about whatever if it is anything is. You like how I put all them is's in there, but it's like, that's what kind of took her validity down, because let's be honest, she's wearing the shit out of those jeans. And the top is nice. I mean, her shit is, you know, she looks put together. Like she ain't no regular drunk. You know what I'm saying? Like she not your typical Karen. She got a little Keisha. I trust her with the fit. She looks like she wouldn't be on no bullshit. Let's just be clear. Cute ass white lady.
She's cute.
She has you know what I'm saying? Usually people who crazy don't be looking together. People who crazy didn't get dressed to match all good like that. The dude said he saw the motherfucker blink sideways. I believe her. I think that her being drunk or high or whatever she chose to do before this flight allowed her not to be able to articulate it well, and she's coming off crazy, but I don't think she's crazy.
We'll pull up the dude who says he was on a flight, because everyone is now saying they're on a flight.
Right. Can I say this? And they say that she's missing.
But I heard that was debunked. I saw that was debunked.
Right. Okay.
Because we can't even get an interview with her.
Why would you? What, nigga? If I was her and she's that scared, calling motherfuckers not real, like he's obviously real, ma'am. He's here.
What is real?
What do you mean, what is real?
Does she mean, because you're saying she's drunk.
It ain't about, okay, well, hold on. Let's say this. It's not about what's relatively real, which I get where you're going with it.
Yeah.
It's about her depiction of real. In that state, you know what she meant. You know that she meant that something is off with him. Mm-hmm. And she could have said anything other than, she could have said what she saw. Something's not right, everybody. This guy right here, I just saw him blink with his eye, and everybody been like, blink, motherfucker. Because you know how people be on the plane, blink, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's too frantic to say it the right way.
I mean, yeah, because she could mean he's not really human. It could mean that he's not really sitting next to me, or he's some kind of
hologram,
angel, or demon.
But even then, that's a real thing. If he's right there, then angels and demons become real now, right? And you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't that he's not real. It's just that is what makes it so over the top, right? Like, if the aliens are here and we've made contact with them and they're living amongst us, the scrolls and all of that, you know what I'm saying? Then, you know, this is a conversation to be had. I have seen some shit with my own eyes before on Hollywood Boulevard. One of those guys doing like the little magic cards. So I looked in this nigga's eyes, and this nigga pupil looked like a camera, like it just looked like deep and empty.
On drugs?
I don't know if it was drugs or not. Oh, Tony's in the building. What
Tony,
up, man?
we're talking about this lady on the plane.
Yeah, talking about the lady on the plane. I was like, first of all, I was catch you up. I said, nice as hell in them jeans. She don't look like somebody who got time. She had plans today. She had plans today. She didn't come in here to go crazy on the goddamn plane. Her like that purse. What was it, like a big ass Goyard? She got the big ass bag. Like, she said, I don't even care about my stuff. She don't even look like the kind of person that leaks her stuff. Did you see the view where she said, like, they were like, you want to get your stuff? I don't want to get my stuff. I just have to go. I don't care about anything.
Well,
I gotta go. Like, that's not a drunk, high thought.
No.
You don't even care to not care.
Most plane freakouts, people are in pajamas.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of plane freakouts.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not. She's clearly in some kind of Christian Dior thonged sandal. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had plans to hit the beach that day. Her friends are waiting for her. She's in some kind of white sorority. She did not expect this shit to happen today. A nigga sat next to her who blinked with his forehead.
This is
Did
what.
you see? Yeah. Did you show the other video?
I'll show this other video because.
Did you know that there's another angle? You see the guy?
I did not know.
Yo.
Okay, so this is.
It's my favorite conspiracy thing to happen in a long time, man.
Man. Well, you know what I'm gonna say. They're here, but
Oh, this says. This is a skit.
Motherfucker back there is not real.
Okay, here's the story time for you. I'm gonna try. I tried like 2 times to record this.
This is the guy. Yeah. So I did see this.
I don't want to do part 1, part 2 type thing. So I'm gonna try to be specific.
But he said he didn't get any footage. He was watching something.
It was American Airlines.
So is this real though?
Because
Because a lot of people are saying on the plane they weren't on the plane.
Well, you can skip ahead to the video. I don't know how you fake it.
Wait, to the video?
Yeah, because he talks for a minute. He basically sets this up saying,
I was gonna say
oh,
unseen.
shit.
Angle.
Yeah, let it load a minute.
The weird thing was,
Right here.
and he winked at me. And again,
Wait.
I didn't quite register it. I was like,
Yeah, I think he
what
might
the
be
fuck is that
capping.
about? I was like,
He
maybe
might
he's
be
just
on
being,
bullshit.
like,
But
Yeah.
the
ass,
video
like,
clip that he
winking,
shows.
But there's another video clip that I saw
But now
earlier
that I
today
look
of
back,
another.
I realized that when
I think it's
he
in the
winked
middle.
at me, and it was his
in
left
the
eye.
middle?
The
I think.
weird thing was that she
These guys are
wasn't really thinking
talking.
about it. So it's like,
Oh, maybe it was different. Okay, never mind.
Well, Carrot Top says he was on the
frantic
plane.
to the point where then people.
Carrot Top says he was on the plane.
I mean, there's a joke in there, but last time I saw Carrot Top, he was jacked as fuck. I was like, oh, okay, so no Carrot Top jokes. Yeah, this motherfucker looked like Carrot Top looked like a pro baseball player, like
He
roided
does,
in the '90s. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, Carrot Top, you've thrown through 6 bats this year. I don't give a motherfuck. Go Angels. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah,
He said the woman was crazy.
I mean, he also don't look real.
No, this is a bad picture.
This is bad PR for him trying to tell somebody look crazy.
So we got to get through the ad.
He did
But-
like
but-
Willy Wonka Beetlejuice.
But you're talking about the video where he showed the guy with the green hoodie, right?
Yeah.
No,
You
I'm
didn't see
talking about
that.
a video where she first stands up and the stewardesses are like, okay, what's going on? She tells the lady like, really? She tries to go. They try to get somebody to swap seats with her. She said, no, that's not good enough. I need to be off this plane. And they was like, well, what bags do you have? She said, I don't care about my bags. Like, I'm gonna try to find it.
Wait, is
I don't
this?
be liking shit. You know what I'm
other?
saying?
And there's a reason why.
In a recent development, the identity of a woman involved in an intriguing incident on an airplane has reportedly been revealed. The woman, known as Tiffany, is allegedly a resident.
Of course, she's a Tiffany. Oh, I pause it real quick.
Tiffany is claiming
What did I
to be
tell
a
you?
shape-shifting entity on
What did I tell you? You think Tiffany from Top Golf knows enough conspiracy shit, this is who it happens to. This is who, it don't happen to us. I would be in a plane like, we got one, a tall white shapeshifter with reptilian blood. I would be right there. Right? It wouldn't happen to us. It happens to Tiffany's, who don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
She looks really freaked
she's
out.
Like, he's not fucking real. Like, no, that's what she meant. She was on her way to Top Golf with her friends. It was about 17 of them. One of them is getting married to a guy named Chad.
Man, this was a really good development in lizard people.
Yes.
Yeah, people are saying it's lizard people, but who knows what it was? Because when I was researching, I guess this came up 6 hours ago. I don't know if this has been vetted yet, but they couldn't find her. They couldn't get her for an interview.
Mm-hmm.
But Carrot Top said she was crazy, and they had deported the whole plane.
Lizard people, it's in TSA. Lizard people was all in that airport. So when she freaked out about that, she probably, if she got snatched up, like I don't think we understand. It's a lot going on, and it be so much left to our imagination what these politics feel like they can and can't say. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I've seen like some whistleblowers say stuff like, if you knew what was out there, you wouldn't even want to come outside your house. You know what I'm saying?
Paranoid? Who are these whistleblowers?
People with like upper level military and government clearance who've seen things, quote unquote. And of course, you have to take everything with a grain of sand. But like I said, that's why they got the gold sifters, right? That's why you put that shit in and you till you get a nugget, and it's just that nugget, and that's all we looking for. It's not, we can't expect the whole truth from every quote unquote ridiculous thing that's coming out, right? Because we are also being deemed to think everything is ridiculous. Anytime I feel myself going along with the masses, I kind of got to be like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
It's really accelerated in the past 10 years because of social media, and like they know how to get in your head. Like that's what they taught us in school, is how to get into your head.
Yeah.
And with marketing and the psyops that they're able to do. And I guess we always thought that you just shouldn't do it and no one's going to do it. But in the past 10 years, like, oh no, they're doing it. You can see exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the psychology that they're using.
But understand though that it's not just a they, right? Because if anybody was doing it, then anybody would be doing it, right? But it's a conditioning coming from seemingly the top, right? Like seemingly the government, where it's like they are attempting this whole psyops, like propaganda style operation for what though? It's almost like, and follow me when I say this, it's almost like when you admit to a crime by taking a lesser offense, or you know what I'm saying? It's like
they do that all the time.
Yeah, like level 3 manslaughter, and I'll take that. It's like the government's way of making it ridiculous so that we all feel like it's ridiculous. Then when it comes to be true, then we can all be feeling like, oh my God. It's like,
well, they try to make it the ramifications of not going along.
Right.
They try to make it seem so bad. I don't know. But did you see?
Sometimes it is.
Did you see the Baphomet symbol?
Oh, where the
that she
Baphomet
makes?
hand signal?
Yeah, can you put
But
this up? Have you seen this?
Not.
She's not. That's why it's crazy, because she's a Tiffany. She looks like a Tiffany. But so there's a screen
if I
grab.
was them, I'd get a Tiffany.
You can pause the video at a certain spot, and she's doing this, which is the Baphomet. She's doing like one down, one up. As above, so below.
Why don't you tell us the significance of this? Because you are...
Well, I don't know. But here, watch. She's going to put her finger down. So basically this as above, so below hand signal, which in a lot of the flat earth communities that I follow are very heavily religious. They say that this is a symbol or a signal, right? That this is they do these things that go viral so that they can put signals out.
But guess what though? Let's say that she was connected, right? Because she does look like she got a couple dollars and she ain't just no regular somebody. Let's say she was connected. Maybe she knows some shit and didn't think that it was, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit could get out of hand. Like, we don't know who their enemies are. Like, we know who they're trying to control, but we don't know who their enemies are.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know who they're fighting against. We don't know what little good this group could be trying to do to help the at least regularness and help them to stay rich. Because if rich don't mean shit, then the rich don't mean shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's rich. If there's two ways to go about it. If you're gonna get conspiratorial,
If
you're gonna get conspiratorial, which we don't necessarily have to, but if you're gonna get conspiratorial, you believe that Satanists are running the government, and there's two ways to go about that. There is secular Satanism, which is basically that we should worship the self and we should elevate the self, and that's transhumanism, and that doesn't even have to be conspiratorial. That can be explained, like pride, not gay pride, but in general, pride is that's the devil's sin.
Mm.
And that's his problem, and that's what he's infecting us with. So we become Satanists, but not even know we're Satanists.
Mm.
So that's what a lot of people are saying. And then you have the other straight up conspiracy theory, which is they are active Satanists.
Mm-hmm.
Like they understand that they can get power from doing these rituals, and they do these rituals actively.
Mm-hmm.
They convince us to do them, and we don't know the meaning. So they'll convince the public to do all these rituals, and we don't know the meaning, but we put our energy into it so it still gets power.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a select few at the top who understand the full meaning of all these rituals and are able to harness that power.
Right. That's like Aleister Crowley Satanism stuff.
But you know what? Alex Jones did go in to Bohemian Grove.
Yeah. He
that
did.
happened.
He's been right too often.
He's crazy, but
He's
he did get that footage in Bohemian Grove.
And he's just trying to sell merch. But
Right, but and so that's a thing though. It's like, so somewhere in there's a reason why Bohemian Grove would be a place to go. Right? Somewhere in there's the truth about, why all these statues are around and what it means, and could it means that there've been some preserved deities from back in the Egyptian days where we saw animal heads on human bodies, and things that maybe have been kept out of the view of us, things that people know that we don't know, right? And so of course we're going to deem everything we don't know as evil, right? And then Satan is obviously the scapegoat for that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so all of that being so deemed ridiculous because it's all quote unquote tied together, and it probably isn't, is what the propaganda does. It makes everything look like it's just some idiotic shit. But why were they there at that Bohemian Grove thing?
I just found I have not had time to read this right now because it's 126 pages. But remember I said the CIA posts a lot of their stuff?
But this is the thing though.
This is from the CIA.
But this is the cover up. This is like, write a report about what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna read in this report that they're killing children or some shit like that.
What was that conspiracy theory we were talking about the other day, Tony?
Which one?
The one where they were kidnapping children? The cult that kidnaps children, and they had links to the highest.
The Pizzagate.
No, it was from a long time ago. So the thing is that the CIA will put out a lot of things, and they just don't. No one's going to read this.
You're talking about the Franklin cover-up.
Is it the Franklin?
The Franklin cover-up. I think it's in Oklahoma. This dude who's like a huge politician in Oklahoma or whatever. He basically, people don't talk about it in mainstream media a lot, but they basically caught them doing what the crazies say they're doing all the time, which was like they're trafficking children and doing what Epstein did. Younger children, and a lot of people were saying some really outlandish stuff, which never seems to be the case. Like the Epstein shit is bad, right? When that stuff started coming out, because that's something Alex Jones has been screaming about specifically, the Epstein specifically, this guy is getting dirt on politicians by having them ritualistically sacrifice children or whatever. It wasn't ritualistic sacrifice of children. It was just horny old men trying to fuck young girls.
I mean,
Your standard blackmail.
You think that until they was really slaughtering people. You know what I'm saying?
I'm waiting to see it. That's what I'm saying.
Evidence.
But stuff keeps coming out and people keep saying, see? And I'm like, you know what? This is bad. And it is really bad that you have a probably CIA-controlled person like Jeffrey Epstein getting dirt on world leaders. That's probably the extent of what's happening. And that's really bad. But nobody's come out with the really, really crazy bad stuff yet. Right. I want to see that. I don't want to see it, but I do want evidence. I want there to be evidence of it.
We can't talk about this on here.
You know what I was thinking, though? That guy sitting next to that girl, what were we saying? gotten loaded before you got on an airplane before, right?
I mean, I don't know what loaded is. I ain't never took no shit that made me feel like somebody's face was morphing.
But what if you were that guy? You just took an edible. You're like, all right, I'm about to go to sleep. And then this girl starts talking at you.
What if you that guy and the whole thing is is that you just ugly and she ain't never seen she ain't never seen nobody that look like you. And she's like, what the fuck? No. You're like, what? What? She's like, no. Everybody, what the fuck wrong with her? She's like, that motherfucker back there is not real. And you're like,
Oh no. He just needs dental work, girl. Leave him alone.
you just back there like, what the fuck wrong with her? And people on the plane like, he was very funny looking. I'm not gonna lie to you. He did have a very twinge, but she's crazy. You on there like, man, this is wow. And they like, we're so sorry, sir. You want some drinks? I mean, I'll take a cranberry juice. I don't know what the fuck going on. It's like, man, you just never know, dog.
Yeah, I have a friend who's in production. And you've traveled with production before, probably.
Yes,
like,
yes.
sound guy's got that big bag full of wires, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whole crew of like 6 or 8 people. Sound guy's getting on the plane. Some dude just goes, hey, what's in the bag? And the guy goes, mind your fucking business.
Oh.
Which, it's his right to tell a man to mind his business. But if you want to keep working with a crew, you don't do that, because that guy reported them to the TSA. They shut down the entire wing of the airport for that one guy reporting the sound guy, pulled the whole crew off the plane. My good friend had a bunch of edibles on him, and he was like, shit.
Smashed
them.
He ate them?
He ate them all.
Oh.
And then they're being interviewed by the TSA and Homeland Security, and he's just like saucer eyes.
Man, edibles take me to another level of scary. Can we look up the other view of this before we get off of this topic?
Absolutely.
Yes.
We got to find that guy, because I can just imagine. Because I try not to talk to people on airplanes. I've had headphones in before, and I'm sure people have tried to talk to me, and I didn't listen.
Yeah, but you're not as hot as a Tiffany who expects everybody to be fucking with her. She's like, excuse me?
Let me get this.
What the
angle.
fuck is your deal? Because I'm tough.
This guy didn't even hit on me.
He didn't even, like, my boobs were kind of out a little bit, and he's not real. This motherfucker.
Yeah, let me find that video. I thought it was in that other video that I had.
But what do you think of the idea that this is a way to get a signal out to a large group of people, right? Like, they know airport freakouts go viral. If she says exactly what she said, people are going to pay attention. And she just flashes that Baphomet symbol real quick. And she knows everybody's going to see it.
Yeah.
So could it be a signal to like a group of...
We need to go straight from this into the reptilian shapeshifter theory. I think that's what today needs to really be about.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to go like as deep as we can go into asking the questions that are going to net us whatever we find. Because I feel like, I've seen the shapeshifters, quote unquote, working for the government. I saw some Middle Earth pictures the other day, and some of them look crazy, ridiculous, like politicians with like aliens like shaking their hands.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, what have you seen that's the most that stands out the most on that, in that realm?
I mean, just like with little stuff like Joe Biden's ears not looking like how his ears used to look.
That's interesting.
It's weird.
But it could be plastic surgery. But I noticed that because attached earlobes are actually.
But why
like my
would you?
sister has
Why would you choose to get that surgery and then still look old?
Because he's an old.
Right, but it's like fuck that. Like, bro, he don't even got the good plastic surgery. You know how like them old Playboy Mansion freaky old men had they shit like, yeah, he ain't even got the good shit. Like, it's like, nah, something ain't right. And it's like, little things like that, little things like how you got those shapeshifter videos where like the Secret Service agent, you go from the side of his head and it look crazy. Some of the news glitchers that kind of, you know what I'm saying? Which is just like, and so there are some things that I have questions about, that I feel like we all have questions about, that's like, why do I feel like I should be ashamed or it's ridiculous to ask these questions? Maybe it's because I've been conditioned to shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to believe you and it's not cool to talk about it. But it's like,
I don't think it's ridiculous to ask the questions, but like, David Icke. Do you know David Icke?
Oh, David Icke is a character.
I don't
But
know
David
David
Icke
Icke.
did more harm to this theory than anybody because he was the lizard people guy.
Oh, for real?
He's an old school football player, like soccer player.
Got you.
And he got big in conspiracy theories and basically was selling out like auditoriums and then stadiums, not stadiums, but big arenas and shit, doing, talking about this
shit.
kind of thing. Oh, here he is. Here's the guy in the green hoodie. So that's him.
His eyes not even off. He's just looking over there. They all looking at her crazy ass.
But apparently that's the guy she was sitting next to, which means she was in the middle of a middle? No, she was just in a middle seat.
Is it 2 on each side? Or are there 3 on each side?
Where's the other guy who said he was like 3 rows back?
I don't think
That's what
that
I'm
guy
saying.
was.
I think that guy was full of shit.
Because there are a lot of people coming out now saying they're on. But just because his eyes are okay and that he's not a lizard person doesn't mean that. There's not
I don't
something
know.
wrong
He
with
got
him.
like a vampire's widow peak.
Yeah?
But Carrot Top, if Carrot Top was on the plane, said that they had to all get off the plane for 4 hours while they searched him.
Yeah.
They
he
searched
probably-
him?
He
No, they
probably went
searched
on
the whole
the
plane.
Oh, okay.
Carrot Top probably went on the tarmac and did pull-ups under the plane.
Well, there was another airport freak out recently where a guy, he didn't say exactly what she said or anything, but he did freak out. And there was a guy sitting next to him, and people are saying it looks a lot like that guy. So that guy's just like,
You
on
think
a
it's
trip.
clones?
ooh, I don't know.
Do you think it could be if it's clones, which we're not saying it's clones, but they could theoretically clone people and they don't have the social skills that we have. So you'd be able
Or-
to.
They might be trying to put AIs out here just to see if we would fall for it. Like just to see if, you know what I'm saying, like how it would go if an AI, like fleshy robot was to go and sit, you know what I'm saying? He was back there probably glitching like, looking like one of them Chuck E. Cheese performers that be on stage at them little robots. She was like, how are you? Cranberry juice.
Oh, like those
Cranberry
Japanese
juice.
robots?
I'm just saying, like, but I told y'all the nigga was ugly.
Remember when Elon Musk said we would all have like iRobot type robots?
And do you see what the ones that he released? Not released, but you see the ones that they got?
I saw those, yeah. But they were supposed to come out like this year. That's what he said.
I mean, he's not bullshitting. You know what I'm saying?
What's this?
Those
What are
are
we looking
Japanese humanoid robots.
Oh man, that nigga he ain't gonna do nothing but fuck one of them. I'll tell you what her job finna be. Yeah, right. Didn't do nothing but hit that. Her too.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that's what it better look like if you don't want people at the hospital like, man, I didn't know.
Okay.
They're more realistic looking ones.
So this is like for service jobs. Interesting. Huh.
Yeah, because their population's going down, so they're gonna need to make humanoid robots.
What? No, they not. What?
They're not having replacement level kids. They have to make robots.
But the population has gone down before. We've made it without robots. I don't understand why they be like, yeah, we gotta have robots because the population's down. We're gonna need somebody to be the lifeguard. We're gonna need somebody to be the banker. Like,
Well, I don't
nah.
think we weren't as big. We weren't such a consumer society at that point, right? Like most jobs now are like
and
customer facing jobs.
Can I go on record as saying I was cool when we were a kiosk society? Kiosks were dope.
Yeah,
and
kiosks
that's
were
all we really needed was a good kiosk. Run to the kiosk and see what the thing for to say. Oh, you gotta go to the DMV? Yeah, I'm coming in for the kiosk. Oh, come on in. You coming to the kiosk? Come on into the kiosk. Man, I used to kiosk the shit out of shit. Remember the change machine that you could turn your change into dollars? That was a kiosk.
Coinstar.
Coinstar was a kiosk. Kiosk. I need to go around the country. You tired of AI? You want to go back to kiosk? Kiosk.
You should run for president, man.
Run for president. I'm gonna get us back to a kiosk society. Kiosk. All right.
But David Icke
David
David
Icke.
got huge pushing the reptilian thing, and then all of a sudden backtracked on it pretty hard, right, Maya? You know.
Yeah,
a little
because
more.
he also said that the world was going to end, and then his end of the world prediction didn't come true. So now he looks stupid, and he's got to go on Infowars.
Can I tell y'all something though? Do y'all remember in the 90s they would do these exposés or these like stories, like 60-minute style stories about these churches in the South that would like use snakes to like.
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah.
remember that?
handlers,
They still
yeah.
do that. Yeah.
Of course they still do that, but I would think that like that was to normalize something because like that would be a great reptilian church. If I was a reptilian, I'm gonna go over here to lift your snake and praise the Lord. Lift your snake and praise the Lord. Lift your snake and praise the Lord. Everybody have a seat with their snake. Everybody sit down with their snakes. Hey man, if your snake bites you, you don't belong here. And if you die in here tonight, that's on you. These snakes are perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? It's like God told me, he said, lift your snake and praise the Lord. I'm sorry, I just wanted to say that. It just felt good. Look at him. He looked like he hang out with the Tiger King.
Yeah. He's an interesting guy, man. Some of his old, because Maya, you listen to a bunch of his old stuff.
Not a fuck you, not a call back.
Well, he did have the lizard conspiracy theory, and the only way I can justify that is like maybe psychopaths rule the world. That's the only way.
I think that's kind of what he flipped it to, because before he was like literal lizard people live underground and they are running the world, and then he sort of flipped it to like, no, the lizard brain in all of us.
Yeah, no, so there was people talk about the reptilian brain as being like the brain that could run a zombie engine.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's kind of like how they like simplify it. Like, oh, your reptilian brain, the brain that looks for food, the brain that looks for, you know what I'm saying, that drives you to be hungry and you know what I'm saying, like to want to mate.
Lungs moving.
Exactly. It's just the core, like the little bitty core of the brain. All that other meaty shit that we grew around it is now all of our new abilities that we got from whoever made our heads this big.
Do you remember that show V with Morris Chestnut? Do you remember that?
What's it called?
V?
That was lizard stuff, right?
Yeah, that was a remake of a miniseries from the 80s. But I just remember the Morris Chestnut version.
Hippie Go says she loved V. Shout out to Hippie Go's her birthday. I think it just passed, or it's today. Happy birthday, Hippie.
Happy birthday, Hippie. We made some great fried green tomatoes. Or Maya did.
She gave us green
What?
tomatoes.
Oh, Maya made some
Fire,
fried
man.
green
My wife
tomatoes.
loves to make fried green tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, where is he as a lizard person?
But they say they got to tell you, right? Like they say that's why the Simpsons always predict everything.
Yeah.
They got to tell you what's going on, which comes back to like why would she flash the Baphomet symbol real quick?
Right.
That like,
But
if
like
something's going on.
that's also, man, but then her name is Tiffany, and that's how Tiffany's talk. You don't even know anymore. Because it's like, it could be a cigarette right here. You know what I'm saying? You don't know my mom. You know what I'm saying?
Double fisting
Yeah.
cigarettes.
First of all, hey, back off my sister. Back off. She's drunk. She doesn't know. She's not going home with you guys. All right.
Well, they made a miniseries where they're about lizard people. They made
I've never seen
It's actually pretty good. I'm surprised it got canceled.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Mortal Kombat, there was a humanoid reptilian named Reptile, and he could rip his face off and spit at you, and and then there was also those long tooth katana style. It's just like it shows up in a lot of different styles of entertainment and quote unquote fiction. But it all comes to the same. It's like, who's all having the same thought about this?
Mm-hmm.
And why don't we trust this thought as some kind of cellular memory that we all have that we're just not being taught, that we're being taught to suppress? Because that's what it feels like. When you think about dragons and you think about these reptilian people and all that, it's like, this is like a memory that's inside of ourselves.
Well, if it's inside of ourselves, it makes sense that we would be afraid of reptiles, because if you go back far enough, we were their food. So if you're going to cellular memory, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, it's some snakes right now. You could be their food tonight.
I don't necessarily believe they have to tell you though. I've heard that before, but like when you look at history, like sometimes people just it just happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes the Bolsheviks have just taken control and they never told you.
So do y'all think that Keanu Reeves is really that old? Like, you know, like they talk about he's lived through generation after generation. It's just like certain stuff is just like they're just telling us.
I think it also serves them to confuse people a lot,
Exactly.
to just
Because that
mess
way
with people's heads.
to make you discard the truth. So that you ever hear those like the villain on a movie would say nobody would ever believe you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like that's kind of like the mindset. It's like, you know, you seen what we do to people who deemed ridiculous.
Yeah.
Britney Spears right now making videos in front of her damn video camera, and they say that's a deep fake.
They say that's a deep fake?
You didn't hear about that?
No.
They say that that's not even her. Like it's somebody playing her.
But she's been doing that a lot, right?
But
Yeah.
but the filter came off.
Oh, interesting.
And it looked like a whole nother girl.
That is possible.
Someone says it's Britney's sister doing a deep fake.
Did you ever see that found footage movie, The Conspiracy?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you should check that out. It's
The
really
found
good.
footage one?
Yeah. The Conspiracy, right? Isn't that what it's called?
I'm thinking of the HBO conspiracy about the final solution.
No,
World
no,
War
no, no.
II.
I'm talking about the remember the one of the guy who starts researching that thing, and then it turns out like the deeper he goes, they start getting followed by those cars and stuff. It's really good.
Yeah.
Throw it in IMDb real quick because it's super good.
See, my thing is a lot of the what we think of as conspiracies, they just put it out there. Nobody cares because it's not that interesting. They don't make it so interesting. Like whatever we saw during 2021, they just put it all out there. They didn't try to hide it. And if you said anything about it, is it 2012? Oh,
I think so. Yeah.
If you said anything about it, they made you crazy. They ruined people's careers and lives over what happened over COVID. But they put that all out there.
Yeah, you should check this out. This is good.
They didn't try to hide it. Yeah. So basically it's like a Bohemian Grove thing where he goes to these upper crust people and he sneaks into their Bohemian Grove. And I'm not going to say what happens because you should definitely watch it.
Yeah, it's really good.
But Bohemian Grove is real.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't know what exactly they do there. They say, oh, we're just having a good time. We just don't want to be around poor people, have a good time. But it's like, that's weird.
You should put in reptilian caught on camera into Google real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's see. Because a lot of those, I know what you're talking about with like the eye glitches or whatever. And I see a lot of them and I'm like, that's just bad compression. Like that's just video compression.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, like the Biden mask thing, that seems to be a really hot conspiracy right now. That a lot of those are weird. Where like he's got a weird fold on the back of his
the
neck.
fold on the back of his neck, the ear, it just be like,
Well,
he very well could have died, and they just don't want to make Kamala the president, which would be crazy because she technically should be.
He also falls a lot.
He falls a lot, and that's the only reason I would say he probably didn't die is because he's still falling and he's still like doing really embarrassing stuff. Like if he died, wouldn't he like get better and stuff?
Probably. Just think though, if like Russia was controlling like a fake president and they just wanted to just mock America, make him look weak and stupid all the damn time.
Yeah,
I don't think we need any help for that.
Oh, look at that. That's the stuff we're talking about. I don't know what the ear thing is, but yeah.
Hold on, Ryan. Can you go back to the beginning of that one, please? I was looking at my phone.
So her eyes.
Who is she?
Weirdly glitch. I don't know who that is. Does it say who that is?
Oh. Oh.
This could be CGI though.
It's happening a lot though.
Is she one of the
What the fuck?
Is she one of the princesses?
Maybe.
I don't know. It's just the inconsistencies with light in her eyes doesn't convince me at all.
Mm-hmm.
You said what?
There's inconsistent when the thing kind of glosses over her, the light in her eye completely changes, which wouldn't happen if it's actually happening in real time. See, look how it looked like it was a flash over her eye. Like that's CGI.
You can't trust anything anymore. This could all be AI. Yeah, this it's too much.
He
don't
just
know
he
what
just
that
this
is.
that's Howie Osborne. Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, that is Ozzy Osbourne. That's super young Ozzy Osbourne.
That's right before he bit that damn bat.
Ozzy Osbourne used to be on a lot of stuff.
Well, they do say they're like, yo, the best rappers in the world are not the ones you hear about. Like the CIA is pushing forward every celebrity you hear about. Because how many talented people do we know that are so talented, but they're not who you hear about? And the people you hear about are not very talented. And they say it's the CIA, whoever it is. I don't even know. The CIA could be working against these people for all I know. It's just the upper echelons are pushing forward a certain group of chosen people. And why are they chosen?
I don't know.
Have you haven't heard that one where every single rapper you see on TV and in the radio is a CIA agent?
No.
Oh, I've heard that one.
I've heard that conspiracy, but I actually know people that are famous. Like, actually know them, too.
Well, it can't be all of the famous people.
No, well, that's how people want to say it. Or it's like specific if they're doing something specific. And it's just like, no, I actually know that person. Like,
I had a half-baked conspiracy theory for a little while. We put it on the Tony Baker thing we were doing, that the pharmaceutical industry is backing rappers to just put Percocet in every fucking
Oh yeah, I
song.
definitely believe that.
There are too many references to Percocet,
For
and
a
it's
while
such
they
a
were.
specific drug.
Yeah.
And they literally say the brand name, Percocet.
Yeah, because if they didn't want them to say the brand name, couldn't they go after them and say stop using our name?
Yeah.
Cease and
Yeah.
desist.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They never did.
No.
But neither did Sprite.
Oh, yeah.
yep.
Dirty soda, iced tea. I took a dirty Sprite. Sprite.
Lean-
Fuck
well,
around, come
the-
out with their own little pink berry flavor, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, here's the thing. Plausible deniability or pleading the fifth, or from what people like the way lean tastes, from what I understand.
Yeah, I've heard that I never tried it, but I've heard that it tastes good. They mix things in it, but you do have to sip it.
Yeah.
If you take too much, you will kill yourself. It's happened to multiple people. So
And it's so delicious that you're going to take a lot.
Didn't they say Lil Wayne
He used
was
to
like
make smoothies.
always on it?
He used to make daiquiris.
Oh, Jesus.
yeah,
That's what 2 Chainz said. He went to Lil Wayne made me a damn smoothie.
they find all these ways to make it, but they're mixing it up with stuff, and then they're drinking it, but it also like makes you kind of drowsy, puts you in like a sleep state. But you
Yeah.
can take too much in it can make you go to sleep, or it could like stop your organs from working and shit like that.
And like people bellies swell up. You ever see like everybody people
Yeah.
who do lean a lot and they be having like the
Gucci Man had it. He had the
you know what I'm
big.
saying?
It's
Then
a
when he
lean
went to
gut.
jail, he couldn't get to it, and then people come out looking great because you know what I'm saying, they then rehabbed basically. I want to see some more reptilians though.
Yeah, I want to find like legit ones. They're so hard. And I don't
That
believe,
first one got me convinced. I don't give a damn. She was blinking and blinking.
I don't not believe that they would just flood the internet with clearly fake ones to just
Of course they
bury
would.
if there were real ones.
Look at this. See, this is
that
this is
Katy
so
Perry?
subtle.
That's Katy Perry.
I remember this one.
Yeah, that one was crazy. So this is.
Couldn't he just have cauliflower ears from a distance? That was super blurry.
It looks like he's wearing like a full face mask. Oh, what are they pointing at there?
Her
Her
neck.
neck. It's not that weird.
Yeah, it is. Goddamn. She got shit.
It's like
Yeah, she like she could
Frog neck.
swallow a rat. These I don't know about.
that's interesting.
That could just be like a lighting thing. Oh, no, it's a lighting thing.
But why did he jump out the camera like that? Oh shit. Go back though. Look at these. But look at the Katy Perry one. Go back.
Yeah, what happened?
It's quick.
Oh, there. Okay, her pupils kind of like go to a slit. Very weird. Yeah, it's just everything's so easy to fake now, man. It's so hard.
But before you came in, I was saying how on Hollywood Boulevard I saw a guy, one of the guys who were doing like the magic with the cars and stuff like that. I looked in his eyes, bro. His eyes looked like deep, like a well. Like looking into the camera lens and seeing the lens, but then just seeing like it was like an abyss. It was like, yo, and he was just like looking at it was just like there wasn't no contacts. Nothing like that. He kind of just smirked at me, and it was just like I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is this going on?" Like his eyes did not look like real people's eyes. He was out there doing magic tricks.
He wasn't on drugs.
Was I on drugs or was he on drugs?
Was he on drugs?
I'm not sure if he was on drugs or not. I was mad at my motherfucking business with the drugs I came there with.
I'm not trying to bother anybody with my drugs.
Right.
No, I believe this guy. That's a plausible explanation that if she's not insane, this guy could have been a robot.
I like that a lot, actually.
Like
makes sense.
like a sneaky AI that they're trying to sneak out here to see if they can blend them in.
Quick test run on it.
Until somebody beat their ass or rob them. They be like, oh, they fucking up the AIs.
They put him next to Tiffany.
Well,
Tiffany got it.
I'm reading this book Dominion by this guy who is he's a Catholic exorcist.
Oh, that's right.
And so he says, and this is just, this isn't, I don't know if this is real or not. He thinks it's real. And he says all this with the blessing of the Catholic Church. But I'm like, anyway, basically that when angels and demons are fallen angels, when they come to earth, they manifest such as holograms. So similarly to holograms, I guess. So they condense the air to come to earth and they come into whatever form they were made as. That's what he says.
They condense the air?
They condense the air. Yeah. So it could be like the way atoms condense to make humans. So I'm like, what's the difference between this and regular matter? But when the angels, including fallen angels, come to earth in their form, they condense the air. So maybe that's what she's talking about.
I'm not going to lie to you. The reason why that makes sense, but it sounds like some bullshit that he's trying to explain and that they didn't tell him that. But they're always depicted as these see-through hologram style things in everything. In every medium, in every movie about ghosts, and everything has always been depicted as like this hologram see-through type of deal. Walk through the wall and all that kind of stuff. It's always been like, I don't know about condensed air. That doesn't sound like milk.
But they can fight.
Who, demons?
And angels.
In
the Bible, they fight.
See, but they fight each other though. They don't scrap us.
They destroy humans sometimes.
Mentally.
No, I forget which the passage was, but it was that God had given the angel this task to destroy all the wrongdoers, and the angel didn't even know when to stop. He became so dangerous that he just kept killing people.
Oh.
This is in this. If people are interested.
Oh, yeah, that's what Dogma is about. Remember Dogma? You ever see Dogma?
Mm-hmm. No. I never understood it. I remember when it came out, and I remember seeing some of it. Like you walk in, somebody's watching it, and it was like the thing with her hand, right? Like the was that Dogma where like that thing got burned into her hand on that bus?
Oh, maybe
she was on like a subway or a bus, and like they burnt like the not burnt, but like the nail cross things. Was in
you're thinking of Stigmata.
Stigmata's
a good movie though.
Yeah.
No, Dogma's the comedy.
The comedy is not.
Whatever. It didn't hold up.
It didn't hold up, but I mean, this guy officially works for the Catholic Church, and
so
that's
this
what he
guy works
says.
too hard to get. This guy has 3 daughters. And they're all also exorcists?
No, this is not that guy.
It's not that guy?
No, this is an actual priest from the Catholic Church. This is like legit. The Pope gave him the okay to go and destroy whatever demons. And he says that 99.9% of the time, they are not demons, it's mental illness. 0.01% of the time, he's got to go into his bag of Pope Catholic tricks.
I wonder what that little 1% of the time be looking like though.
Yeah, he put it right in this book.
Is this the guy that movie was about? The Pope's exorcist?
I don't know if this was about him. That was about a different guy from a long time ago.
That was based on a real guy.
That was based on a real guy. This guy's still working. So if you need an exorcism, you go to this guy.
Yeah. Interesting.
Can you imagine getting an exorcism for your girlfriend because she tripping? And then and he was like, no, she this bitch just got an attitude. You're like, damn, all right, cool. How much is that? It's $85 for an attitude. Now you didn't even fix the bit.
Well, apparently exorcism is a big thing. Like a lot of people will go get an exorcism, like frequently. Because the guy that I thought this was, he's got 3 daughters. They're all exorcists. They do like phone consultation exorcisms. He's on YouTube.
He's a scam artist.
He is clearly a con artist.
I don't think that's legit. I think this guy believes what he says because he doesn't get payment for this.
Yeah.
The
He's
Catholic,
a priest, right?
Yeah, he's a priest. The Catholic Church pays all his bills.
That's good. That's a good rec.
And he says
that's so funny they just say there's mental illness because they be in there like, no, these motherfuckers be in there thinking that they got a demon. They be like, ha ha, you are a priest. He be like, shut the fuck up. They be like, okay, you right. Yeah. Just been stressed out at work. You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to get a couple of days off acting like this. I appreciate if you just write it in my letter that, you know what I'm saying? You saw me and I was acting a little strange. A couple of days off. Not a big deal. I don't want to lose my job, but I would like to, you know.
We should get CP's thoughts on your Karen conspiracy.
Oh, the Karen conspiracy.
There's a Karen conspiracy?
This is what I think has been happening. This is what I think. This is as conspiratorial as I will go. That about 8 years ago, the term Karen came out.
It's about 8 years ago? God damn.
Or 10 years ago.
God damn.
A while
Like
ago.
2015 or something like that. I remember hearing about it. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. It's a white lady freaking out in public, having a public freak out. Okay, cool. So it's morphed from what I have seen to just being like a white lady freak out to them telling everybody who has any complaints, stop acting like a Karen. Because they have co-opted the term and are now using it to try to control people.
So the conspiracy would be that corporations and like corporate America and the big they structure that we always talk about, right, have co-opted the term Karen to mean anybody who complains so that they can give us shittier customer service and they can give us shittier products.
Yeah.
And if you complain, we've all got it in our heads. Like, I don't want to complain because I don't want to come off like a Karen. And the conspiracy is that they've got marketing people online all the time, just like slowly calling anybody complaining a Karen. So,
which they do. We know that they have the technology. We know they've done this in different ways because you can hire a bunch of people to go on Twitter and have all these bot accounts. So we know they can do it. It's just if they have done it or if this is coming out about organically, because you know how people will look at a term like woke or Karen, and once it gets out of that black Twitter or whatever, it gets onto regular Twitter, then everybody starts using it. Yeah. Everybody starts using woke. Everybody starts using Karen until it loses its original meaning.
Yeah, and that's a tale as old as time. Like, black people come up with some cool shit, and then the rest of the world just takes it.
But that's what I was about to say. I think that what's bigger is white women have come together to almost repudiate the term or refuse the term and turn it into an everybody thing. Right? Like, it's almost like almost like welfare, right? Like, it started off helping white women. And then when it became something that was frowned upon, then white women stopped talking about how they were on welfare, even though they were the biggest group on it. And then everybody else was kind of, you know, it just became like embarrassing to do. I think that like the most powerful group of people is the white women, because white women influence the white men. Anything that the white women says is not cool, I don't think white men would really be on it like that. So I think that, you know, secretly behind closed doors, a lot of conversations are being had and a lot of viciousness be women led. And I think that, you know, as it pertains to that Karen shit, they don't like to be identified like that, because that started to become like, you start seeing these white women getting tackled by the police and tased and shit like that. They like, nah, fuck that. Spread it around. We're all Karens. She's acting like a Karen. And, you know, when the reality is that, you know, every race of women is gonna act a fool if they need to. And then you add in some unstableness. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen black women get at people in public and be wrong. I've seen white crackheads and black crackheads and all kind of mentally unstable people act a fool. I think that the Karen shit, it literally was an older white woman term. That's what made it Karen. That's what made it funny. That's what turned it into that. Everything else is just like you acting like a black Karen. You acting like a Spanish Karen. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
And why is it only women though? Why can't it be men? So that there's inherent
because
sexism.
it's not. There's a certain way that women go off that men typically don't go off like that because men can get hit in public. Women can't get hit. So there's an air of ain't nobody in this bitch gonna touch me. I'ma tear shit up. You seen the women at Walmart. I hate niggers. She's throwing candles. And it's like, what are you doing, lady? And she's like, Black lives don't matter. She's just throwing candles. Nobody's doing nothing to her. A man could not do that. If a man, 2 candles, and you got two dudes who got to come clean that shit up, being like, put the shit down, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't work like that. I think that the caring comes from it being a spoiled, entitled type of brat baby, old lady type of vibe.
And I agree. That's where it started.
That's
what
it started.
should mean.
Yeah.
Right. But it being slowly pulled in to be
Because
everybody.
of how powerful that group is, they want it spread around. They don't want it, they're not gonna take a word being put on them like the N-word that could grow. I feel like the N-word was like Karen back in the day. It kind of had to spread around. What do you call them? Oh, shit, I like that. Because there was not it wasn't no TV. There was not no newspapers. Like, people in Texas, imagine you at the edge of Oklahoma, you over there in the pot lid with your slaves, and you hear about some motherfuckers in Louisiana, they call them niggas. Like, wait a minute, we were just, they're just slaves. Oh, wow, I hadn't heard that one. And it makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I'm just saying, like, that's how shit spreads. And they don't want that. They don't want Karen to be the new N-word for white women.
I think they've co-opted it entirely. I hear a lot of people internalize the word Karen. I think the term, I don't say it needs to be retired, but it either needs to be reclaimed or retired.
Even outside of the term, I find myself not wanting to make a scene more now that it's become like a thing to, like if you complain loud enough, people are like, oh shit, this guy's mad about something. But it's
Karen.
like, maybe I'm right to be upset.
That lady in the Mexican airport who smashed all those computers because they wouldn't give her a refund because they had lost her reservation.
Yeah.
And she smashed all the monitors. I'm on her side.
Hero.
I think she's absolutely right. I have been tempted. I'm never gonna do it, but they will look at their computer screen and tell you, they just completely gaslight you. So that particular lady smashed the monitors. I'm like, yo, you absolutely 110% right.
I just think that as a man, it's not fair. Like that mindset, that's the same thing I talk about with my wife. Same thing I talk about with my mom. It's like they all would agree with you on that. And I think that what women don't realize is that frustration and that built up anger comes from people knowing. It's like it almost appears to come from people disrespecting y'all gangster on a consistent basis. That's what it boils down to. Is people test women's gangster a lot more than they test men's gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like people, like the guy at the mechanic shop will bullshit around with you, but he won't bullshit with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a certain level of respect that I feel like women don't always get that makes them snap like that and be like, because a man is like, a good man has to learn how to handle business politically every time. That's where you win at as a man. A guy who can keep his cool, be like, well, can I see a manager? All right, now they go get the manager. Now, why is this acceptable? Why is this acceptable for my, and what is to be done? Nothing, because you guys lost my reservation. Like, how does that make sense? You can't leave it like that. Versus a woman hearing that and being like, you don't care about me. You think, and it's like y'all almost feel like y'all in danger. And it's like that fight back comes from the deemed disrespect, and I feel it, because that's like I can only imagine if like somebody grabbed my ass or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like blatantly just, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things that as a man, like if a nigga walk up and ate one of my French fries, I would be like, what the fuck? At first I'd be like, is this a prank? And then I have to look at this nigga eyes and be like, oh, this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Now we have to.
Now we have to fight. I would throw all the fries away because you touched one, and I will fight as if I lost all my fries, even though I only lost one fry, because it's just the deemed disrespect.
But that manager you had to see. So, real quick, I was at an airport. Flight got basically canceled and rebooked for 12 hours later.
Oh
no phone
God.
call, no text, nothing. It was
And-
to the point that we were going through security, or we were about to drop our bags, and they were like, "Oh, your flight's not for 14 hours." We're like, we didn't even notice because it was supposed to be 8 a.m. It was 8 p.m., right? The entire flight got canceled. So we're like, shit. So we go to the I want to complain line, right? To complain. And I'm with some guys who are pretty liberal-minded people. And they go, oh, here comes the Karens. After we were like, hey, what do we do about this? Everybody's like, I don't know. Nothing.
We should never have taught them the word Karen. You shouldn't use it outside of certain things because then it gets ruined.
Because there's a woman screaming because she's not going to make it to a funeral. And they're like, Karen over here. But I'm like, you just looked at the same woman who told you, I don't know what we can do. Nothing. You're just going to have to wait.
Right. But understand that what does screaming do?
Nothing.
And that is where Karen, that's where it lies. Like the screaming. I remember being, so I had family coming in town and I had just moved into my place. And so I don't live in California. It's my first week living in California. And I'm on an MTV show. I had my own show on MTV. And then the boss dies. My boss dies. And his funeral was in San Diego. And so I bought a flight to San Diego so that I would go to the funeral, go to the burial, and then my return flight, I would get to the airport and my family would be landing too. And then I would bring them to my place, right? The flight to San Diego was delayed for 30 minutes, then an hour, then an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Then we had to deplane. Then it was an issue to the point where now I'm not going to make it back in time to have family coming in town. And then I'm going to drive to San Diego just to show my face. I have to miss this. And this is my boss.
Yeah.
Who just died. And it's like, I made some smart aleck remarks on Instagram, like bullshit ass, don't give a fuck about these people. And then that's all I could do.
Yeah.
Like screaming when I have done anything. And I looked so bad to my partners who were there, who carpooled up. CP, you want to ride with us? Nah, I'm going to fly because I'm coming right back because this is supposed to be like a 30-minute flight.
Yeah.
I'm going to fly and I'm going to come right. And I paid the money. And it didn't work. And I'm just like, as frustrating as that is, as much money as that probably cost me, people didn't even speak to me after that.
Really?
Yes. It's people who didn't speak to me. Like, wow, how could you miss? Because, that dude changed my life. Like, okay, look, it was the World Star TV show. I had a World Star TV. We were going to go the whole year. I was making so much money a week. It was more money than I had ever made at that time. My first $100,000 came from Q World Star. And I moved my family out to California. And that's how we began our life in California. And so I owed him a lot. He passed away on like our second episode.
That's horrible.
And so I have family coming in town. You know, my mom and my cousins are coming in town to help me set up. And I got the new crib. And, you know, I'm setting it up for my kids. I got like a whole thing set up for them. And then I'm like, cool, I have to fly to this funeral because this is how I'm planning it. The times are supposed to match. You say the flight taking off this time. Why would it not? And then I get there and I'm delayed. Some of the people over there, it was just like, how could you miss this, bro? And it's like, I don't fly planes. I feel like R. Kelly. I don't hog tie people. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know, it's one of those things where things happen and it's nobody's fault other than the fact that, you know, you left it to chance. There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. I could have drove up to San Diego the night before, drove back after the service, maybe missed the burial. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I would have been there for my family. I was just trying to, with the money, solve a problem that it's just, that's where you get spoiled. I spent my money. I should get it because I spent my money. It's like, dog, shit happens.
Well,
But here-
see,
go ahead.
I would say a lot of the times, especially with the airlines and a lot of these big companies, it's not just shit happens. It's that they screwed up because they got a lot of money and they either bought back their stock or did whatever, and they should have increased their workforce. So they're being majorly incompetent. And so to cover for their incompetence, this is where my conspiracy comes in. To cover for their incompetence, rather than just saying, oh, we screwed up and we were greedy, what they do is try to gaslight people who complain about the system. So if you're one of these people who complains about the self-checkout, or you complain about the person on the phone where by the time you get to a person, you're screaming because they have just run you around in circles for an hour, they try to gaslight you and make you seem like you're the problem. It's not their systems that are the problem. And they put all these systems in place to save those billions of dollars in bailouts that they got from our tax dollars. They got our money.
Yeah. So in my situation, it was
I
after
agree.
COVID.
I agree.
It was after COVID, and during COVID, we can't forget we gave the airlines billions and billions of dollars
Bailouts.
so they wouldn't fire anybody, and then they
Yeah.
found ways to get rid of people, and so now all these flights can't take off because there's no staff.
It's
Right.
That was the
staffing
thing.
Waiting for the
issue.
stewardess
Yeah,
to come.
it wasn't a storm. It wasn't any
Yeah.
bullshit, which would have been like, all right, it's like, no, you guys are fucking up. And now subconsciously they've got it planted in all our heads that, oh, don't be caring about it.
Now, can I say this? I completely agree with what both you guys said. I think that, the issue is that these corporations are greedy and they're trying to take us away from, like, they're trying to eliminate jobs that don't need to be eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about McDonald's and all that kind of stuff, right? But there's the other side of that. There are things that we need humans to do, and humans need jobs. You need to open up these opportunities because these people need them, and we're paying you to hire people. I remember when I was working in corporate and I found out that the job that I was getting paid 30 grand a year to make, the company was getting 75 grand a year to hire me.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
They will cut corners in every possible way. And
And
if you
yeah.
complain, they'll fire you.
So what happens is, let's say like your ad agency has the Home Depot account. Home Depot is paying you this much money for your ad execs, and this much money for your coordinators, and this much, and then you say, all right, I'm gonna pay them a fraction of that every year. And then it's like, when I found that out, I'm like, I need to be making money for myself. And there's things I just can't cut corners. And sometimes when you cut a corner or take a shortcut, it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like these corporations are taking shortcuts and it's not working. And you're right. But it's just, all in all, there are ways to sock it to these companies, but screaming at the employees who are just the understaffed employees who only have their computer
Oh, I know,
screens.
yeah.
It's like,
not
dog,
their
they're only
fault.
that's just not the wave. And
You
that's where
can't
the
do
Karen
anything
shit
about
comes
it.
in.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
never yelled at somebody because and that's the other thing that they do, is they make sure that nobody you talk to, nobody you have the ability to talk to can actually do anything.
Right.
And it's none of their
They
fault.
say that, sir, I can only look at it on my screen.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to tell you. Know what I'm
Like,
saying?
you can talk to my manager, but my
Yeah.
manager doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And it's always like a pretty young girl you feel bad about yelling at. So you don't want to yell at her. Like, I was at the airport and they had just canceled my flight because they couldn't get a crew from LAX to Burbank.
Yep.
So they were like, oh, your eyes are screwed, despite the fact that we had bailed them out recently. And I'm talking to this girl. She looks at the computer. She tells me, well, the flight is you're supposed to catch your connecting flight because you're supposed to have left 10 minutes ago. And I was like, well, does it look like we left 10 minutes ago? And she's just like, oh. And
It's like, I know you can't do anything, and that's the point.
But that's that little dig that women could do. Fellas, that's why you're supposed to have a woman, because she is the asshole of the relationship. People don't realize that. People think that the men, most of the time, we are carrying out orders. You see a man and a wife over there huddling. She's telling him, go over there and tell them, because she got the baby. Go fucking tell them that they need to do it. And you like, oh my God. You walk up to this front desk, and she like, do it. You like, you guys need to fucking do it. You need to fucking do it. Because we paid our bail. What? We paid your bail. We bailed y'all out, bitch. And my wife, and you think you're cute. You're not cute, bitch. You skinny little bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you need a woman, bro. Like, do not, you know what I'm saying? Or I don't want to, it's pride. You need a feminine motherfucker around y'all. You know what I'm saying? to fucking go and sass up the problems. You do need that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit here and say that. Because I know if I need my wife to be a Karen, goddamn it, we're going to be Karen today. You know what I'm saying? Let us be stuck somewhere in there. Man, it has to be what it got to be. Anyway, guys, this has been fun, man. These conversations are just dope to have. I think on this podcast, it's not about coming up with the answers. That's how you get killed. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we are doing is asking some cool-ass questions that you guys can talk about at work, and we can keep the conversation going on our socials and all of that. Tony is not a special guest at this point. He is just a guest. We got to get a cam for him and just get it going because it is what it is. And and we hear what y'all saying. We trying to line up guests and do stuff, but I don't like asking people. You know what I'm saying? People be like, yeah, I'm gonna come do your podcast and these show up, but then they not there, and all you got is questions for somebody that you only there to answer. It's like we are our own thing, man. Yeah, man, it's another episode of CP Podcast. That's Tony, that's Maya, they're the Valentinos, and then we got Amir over there, and I'm CP, man. We out this batch. Peace.